Assalamualaikum, my name is Faiz Syafiq and I will be presenting our first assignment for the subject Structure Programming and Database System. I was assigned to the question 1. Before we start writing our code, we need to synthesize the problem, and as you can see on your screen, I have identified 3 input. Number 1, operator, and number 2. And the process is according to the chosen operator, which is plus and minus, and the output is the result of the chosen operator. Before I start writing the program, there is 3 prerequisites of the program, which is first, it needs to be run in a loop. Second, it only accepts a range of 10 to 30 and an operator of a plus and minus only. And third, it needs to have an error control. So as you can see in your screen, I have included a flowchart to help synthesize the problem. So as you can see from your screen, I write the whole code in a do-while block. This is because the condition is the last step. At the end of the calculator, I will ask the user whether do you want to continue or no, and that is why I choose do-while block. So for every line of code, I put a condition. I ask, because the condition is, it needs to be within the 10 and 30 and the operator plus and minus. So what happens when you enter an invalid input, it will display an error message and it will close the program. So for the switch case, for the plus, as usual, num1 plus num2, and it will break. The same thing goes for the case minus. It is num1 and minus num2, and it will break from the loop, and while the condition is continue equal to y. So I'll be showing 2 sample output. The first one is to prove that the program works, and the second is to show that error control is implemented. Once the calculation is complete, it will ask whether do you want to do another calculation. Second test is for error control. I input here -5. It will show an error message and it will close the program. And that is all for question 1.
Okay, hello, my name is Mohd bin Aziz and I will be presenting on question 2. So for the problem synthesis question 2, the input is the number, the process is the calculation of frequency number 1 until 9. I using for loop to determine the frequency of the digit, and then the output is frequency value of number 1 until number 9. We can look at the output after we run the program. After that, for the flowchart, first we start and then we declare number counter R, and then we prompt and get the number, and then if we use for loop for I less than 10, if yes, display the frequency of I equal to, then we use for loop again for J, the condition is J bigger than 0. If yes, we use R equal to J divisible by 10, and then R equal to I. If R equal to I, yes, counter plus plus. If no, it directly to J equal to J divide by 10, and then until the loop end. So display the counter and then I plus plus, and then until the condition of I less than 10 become false, and then end. So for the code, we look here. Firstly, include IO stream, then using namespace standard in main. So we declare num, counter, and R. So cout input any number. The number must be below 10 digit. If it is exit 10 digit, the program would not exactly read the frequency. And then in num. So for loop, I equal to 0, I less than 10, and I plus plus. Then cout the frequency of I equal to, then counter equal to 0. So after that, for J equal to num, and then J bigger than 0, and then J equal to J divided by 10. After that, R equal to J divisible by 10, and if R equal to I, counter plus plus, and then cout counter and line, and then return 0. So we look at the program. The program is basically same as the word. Then we try to run the program. Okay, we put the number, any number, enter, and then we look at the frequency. We try again. 998543, and it is correct. So we look here, the program is run successfully. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Amrulfalah bin Amin, and I'll be presenting on question 3. So, first step, synthesizing the problem. For input, initialize variables year as 1, uncut as 2500, whereby uncut is the number of acres forested. For process, we have the calculation of new uncut for every year until 20 years, and the year increases one by one until 20 years. For output, it will display the year and uncut values for each year respectively. Next step, design suitable algorithm. We have a pseudocode. First, start, then declare variables year in int, uncut in double. Then declare constant, reforestation rate equals to 0.02. Then initialize variables year equals to 1, uncut equals to 2500. While year is less than or equals to 20, uncut equals to uncut plus uncut times reforestation rate, whereby this uncut is the current uncut. Same goes to this one, whereas this one is the new uncut. Then display year and uncut value for each year. Year equals to year plus 1, end. Moving on to C++ program. In this program, I use while loop, and as we know, in while loop there must be 3 requirements, which are initialization, condition, and index update. So in my main body function, I have initialized the year equals to 1 in int data type, and initialize uncut equals to 2500 in double data type, and I have declared a constant, reforestation rate equals to 0.02. Then the program will display year, number of acres forested. Why is there a lot of spaces here? I will explain later. Then we have the condition. While year is less than or equals to 20, uncut equals to uncut plus uncut times reforestation rate, and this is the calculation of reforestation growth. Then the program will display year and uncut values. Year plus plus, or year equals to year plus 1, which is the index update, which means the year goes on one by one. Then, so as we can see, I have used all 3 requirements. Initialization, here year equals to 1, then condition, while year is less than or equals to 20, which means as long as the year doesn't exceed 20, this whole process down here will keep go on. Then year plus plus, which is the index update. So let us run the program. As we can see, we have the year from 1 up till 20, and we have the number of acres forested, which is the uncut from the first year up to the 20th year. And we can see it is in the form of a table. That is why I put a lot of spaces here. And we can see a synchronization of 2 decimal places for the uncut. Why? Because I have set inside the C++ program fix set precision 2 for uncut. 2 here refers to 2 decimal places, and to do this I have to call the library iomanip. That is all from me. Thank you very much.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Luqman Hakim, Zainal Abidin, with ID number 18002404, and I will be presenting on question number 4. So for question number 4, it asks us to design a program that calculates how much money I will end up if I invest a certain amount of money at a fixed interest rate compounded yearly. So this is how the program will look like if I run the code. And this is for the calculation part. To make it easier, we're going to use a for do loop. So firstly, we're going to start with the problem synthesis. So for the input of this program, we're going to input amount of money, number of years, and interest rate. For the process, is the total amount of money calculation that I will end up. So output for this problem is going to be years and total amount of money. Years are going to be displayed, so do total amount of money. Next is for the pseudocode. Firstly, we're going to start declare variables amount and years integer, rate and total in float, from and get amount, years and rate. Calculate rate equal to rate divided by 100, which is to make the rate not in percentage form anymore. Then we're going to initialize total equal to amount, and then we're going to start with a for do loop. Initialize I equal to 0. 0 is less than years. Let's take an example, years is equal to 10. So 0 is less than 10. So we're going to run the loop, increase the I value into 1, and then total equal to total. In this case, total is amount, amount plus amount, multiplied by the rate, and then sum up, and then put into the total, and run the loop. I this time is equal to 1. So 1 is less than 10. And run again the loop until the I is equal to 10. So 10 is not less than 10. So we're going to break the loop, display the years and total amount of money. Then we're going to end. So let's see how the code will look like and run the program. So this is how the code will look like. So this part is for declaring variables. This part for prompt and get amount of money, years, and also interest rate. This is for the rate part and total equal to amount. And then this is for do loop part, and this is for displaying the total money part. And then let's run the program. Enter initial amount, we're going to put 3,000. Number of years, let's put it 10. Interest rate, let's put it 5.5. So this is how the program will look like. So at the end of 10 years, you will have $5,124.43. So this is exactly how the question asks us to do like this. So that's all from me. Thank you.